Is like countdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome to week 1 of the European Alpha Team League. This is going to be a match between Ironchain eSports and Infinity Gaming.
Boom.
It's going to be a very exciting match.
Oh yeah. So Ironchain Gaming, a name that you may not have heard of, but they have just recruited some pretty heavy hitters, if I do recall.
Wait, what?
Ironchain.
Oh, just somehow the host got transferred to someone else.
I don't know who. It's all good. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, they just picked up Drogo and
I want to let the people know what the format will be. If it's like a
This is going to be a best of 5 was it Pro League style, I believe?
Okay. So they will know exactly what the map is going to be and like the matchup, or at least they set the matches.
Yep, the matches are predetermined and the maps. So coming up first, we do have Petit Drogo versus Blask on Darkness Sanctuary.
Okay.
And we should have this undergoing any moment.
Cool. Starting things out on Darkness Sanctuary. Unfortunately, this map will not be with us in the next map pool, which will begin, I believe, in like a couple days, actually.
Really, I actually have not seen very much of this map. I think the only one I ever really play on is Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, no, I mean, usually in like best of 3s, you're never gonna see Darkness Sanctuary, but in a couple of best of 5s, and then I mean, obviously, every best of 7 that goes beyond Game 4 will be on this map too, but it's not the most popular map, so it is pretty surprising to see it here in game number 1.
Okay, so the game should be underway momentarily, as long as I don't crash and destroy everything with my wooden computer.
Dude, you got it, man. I got a potato computer. No, it's not really potato. It's more like a hash brown, but upgraded.
So it's delicious and portable.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's all you can ask from a computer.
Oh, yeah. You can't ask for much more, man, when it comes down to computers.
And have you been watching any of the WCS today?
I did a little bit before I went to my horrific McDonald's adventure.
My heart hurts. Seeing Uthermal versus Hearthstone in an elimination match.
It's like, who do you cheer for?
Right? It just, that should never happen. And of course, Cyril's just sitting there laughing from the top.
Like these peasants.
And Uthermal took a game off him, though, which was pretty huge.
Yeah. But I mean, in that matchup, too, it's like, ooh. But you know who's even better than Hearthstone that plays Protoss?
Ooh.
Huh? This guy in the bottom left-hand corner. The blue man. It is Blask.
And spawning in the bottom right corner of this absolutely massive map that I've never seen before, reigning from Ironchain Gaming as of last week, we have the one and only Petit Drogo.
I should have said Infinity. Sorry.
It's okay. We know where it's coming from.
You know. All right, so we're gonna have a PvP here, and this might be the first PvP that I've actually ever casted on this map. By the way,
I'm really hoping this turns into Phoenix Wars. I've been seeing a lot of that lately, and it is always such a dynamic matchup, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of the Muta Wars back when ZVZ, like Heart of the Swarm.
Oh, those were always good times, man.
But the thing is, a little bit differently with Phoenix Wars is that you don't have that dynamic of like the run-bys, right? Like the Ling run-bys. It's more so going to be who's going to add the other Stargate and who's going to go for any on Pulse Crystal.
Oh, that's exactly it. It comes down to, like, did one of them make the mistake of proxying a Stargate versus double Stargate in base? And there's just so many variances to it.
Yeah.
Now, that was pretty unlucky from Drogo, as he did do the wrong direction first.
That he did.
And I think the speed of Blask's probe getting to his base should tell him that he is in the bottom left corner.
He's like, you know what? From my sources, I believe.
Swing and a miss right there.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, but, you know, at least he decided to go to the bottom right after. Perhaps he decided to go there because he realized that the probe got to his base so fast.
Well,
And
that's
he's like,
exactly it. It was way too fast getting there.
yeah.
Now, this is a little bit of stylistic difference. We do have the Sentry Stalker coming up from Blast, whereas Drogo is going for the Double Stalker.
Okay. So double Stalker seems to be a bit more aggressive, and then Stalker Sentry, you can already see the pylon on the low ground.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to go for an expansion here. So Drogo, I mean, he's kind of known for his aggression too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't really see Drogo as the kind of Protoss player that sits back and only reacts. He tends to at least dictate the game for the most part.
Well,
Not
very,
only
very
in,
much so. And honestly, like, Drogo is a household name. I
right.
don't really know how well known Blask is in the community.
Mhm.
So I think that we might just see Drogo try to go for sort of a cheeky, I'm going to make 4 gates and just push you out with Stalkers, or go for something like that.
Mhm. Surprisingly enough, though, Drogo actually put down his Nexus first. So even though the Sentry came out for Blask, which usually means that you're gonna delay your tech a bit and spend less minerals, Drogo actually got his base up first. So he's gonna perhaps get a little bit more aggressive while still trying to maintain that economic advantage here.
Okay, now we do have a Robo coming down from both players, and Blask has made another 2 sentries on top of this.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going for a very safe opener.
This is like super safe, yeah. But I mean, he has to actually be on point with the force fields here, and he knows with that shield battery, he should be all right.
Shield batteries were such a great addition to this game. Now,
Now,
imagine a Protoss with Photon Overcharge and shield batteries. That would just make me so happy.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be the way to push me to Protoss, like definitely. You know what I mean?
Imagine just have Neeb sitting there going, "Yeah, guys, I knew this was happening. That's why I went to Protoss."
Oh, but you do need to get a building here to drop. Yeah, you need to use a building in order to stop the shade. But
those are good force fields,
Stalkers. Though. Yeah.
I think he might just have too many sentries, though. Like they're starting to go down. They're out of energy already.
Yeah, the sentries didn't really contribute to this battle at all. The
shield battery's out, so he's just losing a lot of gas.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that he did go for double sentry, and then usually you would want to segment the Stalkers, right? So that you only fight like 3 at a time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to get it in time here for Blask. And I think Drogo kind of gets the upper hand of there. He has a 2 probe lead. Got his Nexus a little bit earlier too. So.
And that was like the whole, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Exactly.
Like, okay, I won't run away. I'm just going to kill all of your sentries. No big deal.
Exactly.
Now, we do have the Immortals coming out, and there's no blinking on the field. So I think that this should be a safe hold for Blast. But as you said, he is behind on workers. He's a little bit behind on army. And
but it's not the end of the world, right? Like
it's not. Like, he definitely does have a tech lead. I mean, he's got the charge almost halfway done, whereas Drogo's decided to go with the +1 opener.
Okay. So Drogo getting +1, and he's only just now dropping his Twilight. So yeah, his charge is going to be way delayed, depending on if he decides to go for it. And I think he will. Drogo, he's more of like an adept zealot, or like, you know, beefy army composition rather than the stylistic.
He's never really been a blink stalker. Like, I'm going to go kill one unit and blink away. Like, that's never been his style.
Nah. And that's not only in PvP either, but here we do have 2 Immortals already out for Blask. Gonna spot that pylon. It's gonna go down.
We also have the Templar Archive started already for Blask as well, so he wants to get up into that Immortal Archon as soon as he can.
Really fast.
Drogo's going to get a full scout with this hallucinated Phoenix.
And he kind of was like, all right, I see what you're doing. And he should be able to know that. I think, was he able to see the...
He saw everything.
Didn't. Okay, he did.
Well, definitely. And I don't really know what Drogo's going to do here, because he can see, hey, I'm behind on tech. Like,
the question is, would you rather have charge, or would you rather have +1, right?
Well, definitely charge. I mean, you're just going to be dumping all of your gas into Archons and just trying to flood them out with the charge lots. And if he gets a surround on the Immortals or anything, it could be a lot of trouble for him.
Right.
I guess both players have dropped their thirds at almost the exact same time, so this has been a pretty
passive.
Evenly matched game so far.
I mean, look at the supply, 72 to 73, literally even. And going for the same kind of thing, usually in a mirror matchup, if somebody gets a really big advantage in the early game, then you would be able to call it quite early, but it's very hard to call this right here. He even feedbacked the hallucinated Phoenix, which I did not know was possible. I didn't know you could do that.
It's a fake unit with real mana.
What? Was it a fake feedback, though? It's a question.
Oh man, that pathing on that last Archon there. It was too fat to go between the gas and the wall. Had to go a long way.
Sad days. It's always a bad time.
So we do have the Prism out from Drogo, and it looks like he is starting to posture for some offense. So this is going to be pretty interesting.
A +2 timing here. He wants to hit +2, which is also good because of the fact that he got his +1 that early but didn't utilize it.
Well, this Zailyn just saw everything, though, so we are going to see Blast go into a very defensive position, and he does have his own Prism out, so we should be able to see some interesting micro come out from him.
Yeah, it's going to be on the micro for this battle, right? The only difference is that there are 2 sentries here for Drogo, but the Archons are going to negate that, right? So
they are.
We have to see how it's going to go.
Nice timing with this +2 being done.
Exactly,
so
that is a big deal.
Interesting.
Oh boy, his +2 going to be the factor that changes it. Good Warp Prism micro from Blask, but I think the +2.
But Drogo's just pushing through him like it.
Yeah. He has another immortal too. It's 3 immortals to the 2, and he is just going to push on through, man.
It's game right here.
He gets the Warp Prism.
Smacked through him right there, and that's GG.
Wow. Perfect timing there from Drogo.
Wow, like right from the beginning, it looked like their armies were pretty even, but I just think it was sort of a location of the units and everything. Just kind of put it into a tight spot, and Drogo just collapsed on it.
Yeah, I think so. We talked about the +2, which was pretty good, but also Drogo had 1 immortal advantage there as well.
And those immortals, they're deal breakers.
Yeah, but the War Prism, I mean, that's always a great unit in order to turn the tides of battle, but you know, sometimes that upgraded advantage is a little bit too much to overcome. There was no shield battery or like any sort of defender's advantage, right? So
no, and I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of Protoss players get too fancy with the Prism.
Right.
Like they'll pick up too often, so they start missing attacks and everything. And
yeah,
not to say that's exactly what happened there, but
yeah, I think
this is very well, very well played by Drogo there.
Yeah, and I mean, he kind of dictated the game there too with the aggression in the beginning, but it's not to say in the beginning that Blask wasn't getting completely dominated, right? Like it seemed pretty even and passive. I believe that even though he lost the 2 sentries in the beginning, he still kind of held his own and didn't really take any damage after that. So it just happened to be that he went for charge before the +1. And that meant that if you're going to utilize that timing, then you're going to have that advantage. But Drogo bypassed that and said, I don't really... Whoa. You hear that dog barking in the background?
Yeah, I did. He did not sound very
He's in my house! Ah! No, I'm just kidding. No. But I think, yeah, the whole thing is that since Drogo foregone the +1 timing and said, I'm going to go right to +2. And that is where he took the
He had his +2, he had +1 armor coming, like he was just really chronoing those forges to get that advantage, and it worked out for him.
It did. Hold on, I gotta go throw a bone at this dog right quick. Give me like 1 second.
Just waiting for Keen to join the lobby right now. Our next match is going to be Keen and Nurchio on Redshift.
I don't know if he remembers it's me. So what will the next match end up being here?
The next match is on Redshift between Nurchio and Kane.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I am so excited for this one. Like
Me too.
High aggression map. I'm curious to see if we're going to see any shenanigans with the gold bases or anything. And like Haas kind of took it to the next level. And I really want to see if someone's going to try and duplicate that.
Yeah. It'd be kind of funny in ZVZ because you have these weird, funny spine crawler rushes. You have all sorts of shenanigans that can happen on this map. So sometimes people just say, you know what, forget that. I'm just gonna go play it randomly and standard it up. Take my regular natural and then expand to the third that's on that little high ground area.
Yeah.
And they just completely skip the gold. Kind of like how you see on 16-bit, right? Where people don't even take that in base. They're like, you know what? I don't really want to deal with drops today.
See, I always like saving the in base for later on because it feels like it's an easier third or fourth, and
Then a natural, right?
well, exactly. Like no one's really going to be taking out the third base if you use as a natural at a minute in. But
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of like Vani Research Station too, where people would do that, right? Like they would go take every other base on the map, and then at the 25-minute mark, they're like, you know what? I totally forgot that I had a base in my base. I'm gonna take that. David.
never the most punctual of players.
It's all good. Because Nerchio, a very patient individual. He's like, okay, I got this.
Nurchio's a good guy, and I'm so excited for this match because I know that Kane has really been working in the ZVZ lately because his WCS group is horrible.
Who's in his group?
He's got True, Jon Snow, and Bio Ice.
Damn.
So that's either going to be a 30-minute WCS group or.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But you know what though? I think he actually can get out of that group.
Well, it's ZVZ. I think any one of those players could get out of it. Like it's just such a volatile matchup. That
most people would
be
say
anything
like
but exciting.
True would get out in first, but between
with
Jon
the aggressive
Snow,
styles
Bio
of True and Bio Ice, like Jon Snow, I love Jon Snow. Let me preface this. But it seems like of every matchup, ZVZ has kind of been his Achilles heel. Like he seems like he's the kind of person who wants to go into that mid and late game style. Whereas the other ones are like, 13-12, don't mind if I do.
Don't mind it, and
they'll do it 5 games in a row just to get through it.
Well, the thing about Jon Snow, I feel like mid game is probably his biggest strength, right? Like
100%. If he gets up on 3 bases and it goes into the Roach Wars or anything like that, Jon Snow is absolutely insane.
Like his game sense from the mid game is pretty great. And Bio-wise, he's kind of like
I'd say he's very hot and cold. Like every once in a while, he just brings up this level of play that I'm not used to seeing from him.
Yeah, but the thing about him is that like he's very good. I think like he's kind of like Jon Snow in that way, where like the mid game into late game, I would kind of favor Bio-wise's late game more than Jon Snow's, but I don't know. He has like a cool style.
Like Bio-Ice was the mentor for No Regret.
Yeah,
he made that monster.
Don't forget. Dr. Frankenstein over here, yo. People thought that Frankenstein was the monster. No. He's the doctor. Bio-Ice is the doctor. And No Regret is simply the code S.
2-time code S. Yeah. You can't forget the 2-time.
2-time. Always 2-time. Always 2-time. So. But yeah, like we said, we are just waiting for Kane in order to get the ZVZ on Redshift of all maps, by the way. So we got not only Darkness Sanctuary, but Redshift. Beautiful. I hope you guys organized that. That it had to be played on these 2 maps.
Who chooses the order of the maps?
Yeah.
I just know that the maps and matchups are established prior to this starting.
Yeah, because I mean the problem is like nobody plays on them because you know, they always want this most basic map. I want one map that has no ramps.
No hills, ramps, no destructible rocks, and there's no rush 10 minutes.
So.
Okay, so apparently in the Alpha Team League, they set the map order. So the team or the league organizers set the map order. Then each
Okay.
team submits their lineup.
Okay.
And then 15 minutes before the match, the lineup goes public. So you get like a 15-minute blitz to set your lineup.
What's the stream, by the way, so that I can tweet it out? I just retweeted, but I wanted to.
It is IxGpro.
IxGpro. I mean, it's a good time to do that, right?
Well, definitely. A little bit of downtime as he's trying to
Do you
sort
like the
this
picture?
out.
Do you like the picture that I gave you for my?
Oh, it's fantastic. I kind of wanted to try and do the same face looking at the other direction. So we're like gaping
Oh,
at each other.
you should have reversed it and then have them look at each other. Yeah. Oh.
It's like I'm making a creepy smile at you. You're taken aback. Like it would be just like real life.
Yo, are you going to well, then again, I believe that the next Cheeseadelphia is going to be in DC, but there is a chance that it will be in Philly. I don't know where you're based. You're in Canada, right?
I am Southern Ontario,
Ontario. Okay.
and I'm still waiting for
Chicago
my
is closer
time
for
off
you,
to be
isn't it?
approved.
Where were
for
you at,
Montreal.
bro?
What's up?
I said Chicago is closer to
They're both about 10 hours, I think.
okay.
I was just down in Chicago a couple weekends ago. Absolutely beautiful city. I almost got attacked by a junkie on the L. That was an experience.
Beautiful city. I almost got attacked by a. Oh man.
Like with the architecture of the downtown core. Like I went on one of those boat cruises and it was so cool.
Yeah.
And then we're on the L going back to our hotel, and this guy sits down beside me and he's holding a bottle of hand cream and a mitt full of paper towel, and I'm thinking, great.
Uh-oh.
I have a public masturbator sitting beside me.
Yeah.
Just waiting for him to whip it out and go to town.
Uh-huh.
And then he puts those down on a seat beside him, and he starts looking at me and going, "Hey, where are you from?"
Uh-oh.
Canada. Why? Oh, so you're not from around here. It's like edging closer, and then he pulls like the syringe out of his bag. I was like, "Oh,
Whoa.
is he gonna stick me with this?" And then he pulls out a lighter and he
He lights the syringe?
Yeah, man. It was one of those like if this is something you would see on TV.
It's like Breaking Bad level of memery there. It's just like
So I'm being told that we are changing the order of matches because Kane must be pooping or something.
Uh-oh.
And like that's the only logical explanation I can come up with.
Okay. That's logical enough for me.
And because it's a family-friendly stream, as I talk about being attacked by a junkie, I decided to use the word pooping.
There you go. Very, very thoughtful of you.
Thank you. I pride myself on that.
Best thing.
Drop from lobby.
Alpha Team League. Who will be the alpha?
So it looks like we will be going into Nitix versus Vindicta on the most standard map possible.
Which would be? Should I leave this game, right?
Yes. I'm curious to see if you can guess which one I'd say the most standard map
I would say that Lost and Found would be. Oh, Catalyst.
Really?
Okay. Okay.
I always thought that Catalyst was like one of the most evenly balanced maps, and
I think, yeah, it would be between Catalyst, Lost and Found. Some people would say maybe Acid Plant because it was in the pool last season.
well, so was Catalyst though.
Yeah, that's what I think like Catalyst and Lost and Found for me. I believe. Yeah, you know what? You may be right. I guess the only reason I'm a little bit salty about Catalyst is because of the that tank push with the rocks by the natural ramp.
That is, oh man.
I hate
Some
that
of these
push.
maps with those tank pushes.
Mhm.
What's the point? The minute they get like a factory of a tech lab, I just leave the game. Like
Yeah.
I just can't do it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna even walk towards my base, and my whole army's gone. And
Yeah. But it's not like undoable, or it's not like impossible to hold. I think like Lost and Found has another one too by the third where you can do the same kind of thing. But the only difference between that and Catalyst is that the rocks are in between your natural and third on Catalyst, and then on Lost and Found, it's like right behind the third, or in the natural if you wanted to, but it's not as close.
Oh,
So
that's fair.
it's one of those things where, as a Zerg player, I'm not like saying it as overall. I just have these kind of nightmares every night, you know, where I wake up in cold sweats and I'm just like, oh my god, tanks, rocks, what's going on?
Oh man, I have the night sweats about almost every Terran unit. It's like, oh, I only lost 10 probes to a Reaper, no big deal.
Yeah, you know what I did actually on Catalyst? I was playing off race, right? And you know how you're supposed to put like the pylon in the gateway by the ramp where the Reaper would jump up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did that, but I somehow trapped my adept between it. So I blocked off the ramp or the ledge, and then I made my adept, but I got it stuck. So the Reaper comes into the base, do the regular way, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was like, no, I can't do it.
That's crazy, man.
Being too safe in life is
Okay.
actually not safe enough.
So, because Kane, as I said, was likely pooping, we have skipped that match, and we are going into match 3 on Catalyst, one of my personal favorite maps, because I've actually played on it.
There you go. It's like one of the maps that I don't have vetoed.
Whoa, this...
Oh, what's your Twitter, by
I've
the
never
way?
seen this load screen before. This is
Oh,
cool.
this is the new one from this week. Yeah, it was literally
It shows like the
5 days
clan
old.
tag and everything. That's awesome.
Yep.
You
actually pretty
retweeted
dope.
my post. I am AH Martin tweet.
Yeah, you're right. I did, didn't I?
Yeah, I tried to switch to a more professional sounding one because my CEO of my company started following me, so I had to stop swearing on the internet and just generally trying to be less of a. I'm going to change train of thought there. And speaking of people like that, in the bottom right corner from Infinity Gaming, we have the mighty Terran player Vindicta.
I'm just gonna let you know, never change, Andrew. Okay, don't let your CEO, don't let your CEO change you. And in the top left-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player, Nitix, I believe from Ironchain Gaming.
And that's actually a really cool logo. Is that a bird? I think that's a bird.
Yeah, it's like a. It almost looks like Knuckles from Sonic, but
I was gonna say it gives me like a Ham Banana vibe from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
yeah.
Like,
Like
their players are just seeming like tonight, you. It's like, what do you think he means by that?
It is a pretty sick one. I remember I was casting a game from another player from Ironchain, and I noted the other team's logo, and he's like, "What about my logo?" And I was like, "Oh, actually, it is pretty sick." Uh-oh.
Oh.
There we go.
And then there's just us with Ouroboros. I mean, pshaw.
Hey, it's a beautiful logo. It makes sense, right? Infinity.
Oh, definitely. And I've actually considered getting an Ouroboros tattoo, but I'm going to wait for one of our people to defeat Cyril and win a WCS season before I do that. But
Yeah.
because
Sure
that'll happen.
I mean, he's not that good. Like,
Cyril is a mortal man.
He's aight.
It's not just a nickname for Microsoft's DeepMind or anything like that. He is actually a real person.
Yeah.
But
Pat Zerg.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I gotta tell him you said that. He's just gonna give you that like deadpan look.
Stare. You'll be like, "Oh, I'm just kidding."
Cyril, how do you feel after winning? I like winning.
I like, you know.
I like to win.
You know, like. But honestly, he aight. I'm really proud of him that he's like actually that good. But you know who's better? Nitix. This guy right here, dealing with the Reaper, not even fearing the KD8 charge at all.
And you never fear the Reaper.
No. Good song, by the way.
Just need some cowbell and we're golden.
Yeah. I guess the queen is the cowbell here.
Okay, this skin Venitix is using is kind of throwing me for a loop. Like the drones almost look like they're stealthed by a mothership.
Yeah. I think it's the new like mechanic Zerg. Mecha Zerg.
It's kind of cool, but I'm not used to the looks.
You know
You
what
can
it
definitely
really
see their
messes with
little
me?
tentacle thingies or mandibles or whatever they're
Spikes
even
and
called on
whatnot.
Azure. You can see them a
Yeah,
lot easier.
hey, if you put those together, they kind of look like the Infinity logo.
It's true. You just get two Zerglings strung together, and we're golden.
There you go. It actually messes with me too because I have like when the lings get speed, it makes it seem like they're tagged by oracles, like the
Oh,
revelation,
I'm look. Oh wow! Look at those little bastards go.
right? Like it's like, are they tagged or no?
There we go. So we do have a third base coming down from the Zerg players. Pretty standard timing. It looks like Vindicta's doing a 1-1-1. And he has
Yeah,
switched the Tech Lab over, so we are going to be seeing a Banshee come out of the play.
yeah, and I think something we should note as well is the very early Overlord speed too. So even though he's gonna be able to get the scouting Nidix, he has delayed his either +1 or his lair.
Our
So
forces
the
are
fact that he
under
knows that it's
attack.
gonna be a Banshee, we should see some Spore Crawlers coming up here.
Yeah, and the
And it
Tech
also
Lab had
messes
started
his screen
researching
production.
Cloak when he was scouting that, so he does. It's definitely something that he should be prepared for.
Yeah.
If he takes damage from this, then it's just a bit of a misplay.
Right.
Now we do
I
have
mean,
Stim coming, so he will
yeah.
be going into his bio play, which kind of makes me happy. I'm not a big fan of watching mech players.
There's some interesting pushes and whatnot, but I kind of agree.
Okay,
I don't
so
like
we
turtle mech. I like battle mech, and I like that very aggressive style where you drop doors or you're always harassing with Hellions and whatnot. But I agree, bio is a little bit more fun to watch.
Okay, and the Reaper is actually getting a full scout off here. Like, it has seen the double evos, it's seen everything.
I'm
It,
surprised
it
that it was
did
still
throw away
alive.
its
Yeah.
life for it, but
But I mean, that's what the Reaper is there for, right? Like,
yeah.
you don't fear the Reaper. The Reaper fears everything else in this game. Once like the 3-minute mark hits.
Now we are actually seeing some pretty decent creep spread coming out of Nitix. Like, he's spreading down the middle, he's going off to the side now, so I'm expecting him to sort of try and take his fourth in the next minute or so.
He should, and with that overload speed, he'll know that it's not like a T-base all-in, and the fact that the command center is at the wall.
Oh, exactly. The 3CC is very standard, and this is actually something that we've seen Vindicta do quite a bit, and it's just using the Banshee there to stop the creep spread. If a tumor comes out. Now he's going to push away the Banshee with these queens, but there's also no detection whatsoever, so he might actually lose one of these.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, he has to go back to the Spore Crawler, but here come the Hellions into the third base as well. But the Banshees, I'm surprised they actually weren't very, like, aggressive, right? They kind of are complimenting the Hellions rather than providing a distraction or anything like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's just sort of like punishing him if he actually like comes out with any of his units.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet surround on those Hellions, and it does get cleaned up pretty nicely, and he's only lost 4 drones to this entire thing, and it's been a pretty big expenditure going into this cloaked Banshee.
Yeah, they didn't really get too much done. I think they're there to, like, regulate.
There we go. There goes the drone for the 4th.
Oh, Banshee should not be able to get it here, but he does know about it.
Can a Banshee outdamage the construction of a hatchery?
No. But maybe 2 can.
Actually, it looks like it's losing faster than it's gaining.
Oh my god, you might be right.
So he's coming out with these queens to try and push this away, but there's no creep to stop this. I think he can actually deny this hatchery with this Banshee.
You're actually right. Yeah, you're right.
Good,
oh my
good
god, we
cancel,
learned
though.
something today.
And a Banshee gets out with 5 health. Oh.
Not bad. That's actually really nice to do, especially because Vindicta wasn't going for an all-in. Yeah. Like, the style that he's playing is very conservative, but in your face at the same time.
Oh, I love watching Vindicta when he gets to a late game and the nukes start dropping.
Yeah.
That takes me to that happy place when I'm watching, not when I'm playing, but when I'm watching.
So this is that tank position that I was talking about. Usually it's a little bit more to the left to try to pressure the third, but he's going to go up here a little bit later in order to get his best surface area.
Oh, but look at these lings coming in from behind.
Yeah, he's going to go for the flank. Really good by
That
Nitix.
was a beautiful flank by Nitix there.
Yeah, but he's targeting down the Banes with the tanks. Vindicta is going to split back with his Marines, not get too aggressive, but he was able to hold it for now. But the only problem that I see is that he wasn't able to kill those tanks. That would have been really nice.
Oh, the tanks did go down.
He did, yeah.
But Nitix doesn't really have any he's got 3 Banelings made right now, and I'm confident that he can push this attack back, but he's not really set up in a position to do any counter damage right now.
No. He has more drones. He has a slightly even economy, but you don't want to be even here. That fourth base he wanted to have up, and I think the Banshee denying that was actually pretty crucial here for the follow-up as 2-2 begins. For both players, I believe the 2-2 for the Zerg will be done.
Yep, and Nitix has been able to successfully secure his 4th, so he is slowly ramping in. I mean, he's almost at 70 workers right now. So we're just going to see sort of an explosion in production soon. He's got 22 Banes coming, his Infestation Pit's almost done, and he is doing the melee upgrades, so we are going to see him going into Ultralisks.
Yeah. He's going to get that Hive with that Infestation Pit. See all those good Hive upgrades like Adrenal Glands, Ultras, and even if he decides to go into Broods, at least it helps the Broodlings as well, but you have to survive. Oh no, the fourth base is going to go down. Vindicta going to snipe that.
It's a great snipe, but we do see some counter aggression coming in here, but it's just going to pick off this tank for free.
Oh, not bad. So, kind of trading blows here.
Yeah,
and that,
like
somehow Vindicta did get supply blocked. I believe one of the depots might have died.
Two of his depots burned down there, and now these Lings are getting in, and they're getting some damage done on the worker line of Vindicta.
Yeah, this is not bad for Nitix at all. You know, I always feel like when you lose your 4th, it's pretty bad, but if you can get something done, inside of the main, there is a drop. Not going to lose too much here, though.
He's going for the spawning pool there.
Yeah. Oh, but another drop. A really good splitting by Nitix, by the way. A lot of
those are some connections, though.
Oh, he gets the medevac. Wow. Okay.
Both medevacs, and those Banes were just like, hey, how you doing? You're dead.
What's up?
And, oh.
The wrong donger hood, homie. No, that was actually a really good defense. And the fact that he's going up to Hive, I feel like this is one of the most toughest positions here for a Zerg player.
Definitely, and I'm actually really appreciating how well he's splitting his army to stay defensive with both the first or his main and the 4th. I mean, you can tell that this is a player that's dealt with the drop abuse of Terran players.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I'm sure that's why he took that 4th over there instead of the one that's below your main.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to deal with any of that either. It's more so about just mitigating the damage that you take in the mid game against Terran so that you can get up to the Hive. And with
nobody has time to deal with that. Elevating between the primary and the main.
He said, hell no, I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for that. Do you know who I am?
Oh man, that is a pretty beefy army there. And we actually have the Spire coming down out of Nitix.
Yeah, so maybe he's going to go into Broods, right?
It looks like it's more likely Broods than Ultras at this point.
We've seen less Ultras nowadays only because of the Marauder buff. But I don't even know if like that is a huge
imagine between the Marauder buff and how often people are going into Ghosts. It's
oh wow.
I mean, ghost snipes on Broods are always pretty solid too, but oh, that is a lot of Zerg coming in there.
Very.
Like, I think Vindicta just needs to focus on pushing back the creep right now because there's no way he can engage into this.
No, he's been doing it pretty good all game. Like, you notice how the creep is only not even at the middle of the map yet. Yeah. And the fact that that other base is coming from Nitix there means that Vindicta is going to have a pretty easy time punishing the 5th. He doesn't have to go down the side of the map. And then, of course, Nitix is going to have to go up the ramp. Yeah.
This now, is going to be so tough. Like, he's been stimming his units pretty hard, and he only has the 4 medevacs. So really? this might be something that Nitix can punish, honestly.
You might be right. Yeah, 4 medevacs does not seem like a lot to have at this stage of the game.
No, and he's going into double Liberator production, so he's not planning on making more unless he loses these ones.
He expects there to be Ultras, I think, but it's going to be a Great Aspire. So double Liberator really isn't what you want. You'd rather go into Ghost here, but I believe he's expecting Ultras, right? That's why you would do that.
The Blinding Clouds come down, but the tank split is good.
It's a really good tank split, by the way. And he's attacking up a ramp
for
here.
Days too. Oh wow, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to for him. And he's going to pick off those queens as well. And that was a fantastic fight from a Terran player.
Yeah, I believe it was a pretty even trade. If he had continued to go, he might have lost more Nitix, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, all right, we're going to chill out. All I gotta do is defend my fit. That is what I need to do. I don't need to try to win the game just here, but
Oh, that
fighting
bio
off
is
of
so
creep.
low.
Yeah.
There's no energy left on those medevacs. They are
And 3-3's
just for
done for
show
the
right
Terran.
now.
Oh, it's so close to being done for Nidix. Oh, man, he needs to wait. I don't think he should have done that last one, but, you know.
No, he just finished his 3-3 there, but every stim that this Terran army does now is permanent damage, and Vindicta has finally realized that, and he's making more medevacs. But I think it might be too late.
Maybe so. But we do see another base coming from him, so he's not, like, putting everything on the line here, right? So
he
wants
is
to
going into
put
his
the
5th
pressure
base,
on.
which is good. I mean, he's keeping up with the Zerg on expansions. He's keeping the creep at least somewhat pushed back. But
no, really well, yeah.
Every time he does one of these little pushes to kill the tumors and get out without being surrounded, his army just keeps getting lower and lower. I mean, it's all
they're like all red.
right.
Like, who's the red player here, Nidix or Vindicta? Like, who? But 5 Broodlords are on the way, and Ghost production has only just begun.
2 more Vipers, 5 Broodlords. This is going to become extremely difficult for the Terran player very soon.
Very. But like you mentioned earlier,
3 Ghosts on the way, but no Vikings or anything, and it's...
He has double starport production ready to go, but he was making Liberators before. And the fact that he got a Fusion Core makes me think that he's going to try to go for Liberator range. But there's no Ultras in sight, so he doesn't really need it.
Now, we do have a counterattack, or at least a posturing for a counterattack coming into play from the Zerg player. He's got a little pack of Lings sitting in the bottom corner, waiting to move in. And these Broods are just going to have their way with the tanks. Look at this.
This is so sick, yeah. To be able to utilize the Broods here.
He just lost 5 tanks to Broodlings.
That's crazy.
That is a lot of damage that you don't want to be taking.
Yeah, Vindicta, I think he just transitioned
don't siege up there.
Oh no! Vindicta gonna lose another tank here.
He loses all of his tanks there, and his bio just... These blinding clouds from Nitix have been so on point.
They really have been.
Like,
and
there's
the fact
nothing he can do to this, and he's about to lose his 4th, and his army supply is almost half that of the Zerg player now.
Yeah, a little bit too late on the transition here for Vindicta. He was getting ready for it, but he expected Ultras, right? If Nidix went for Ultras, this would have been a different game. He was already going for the double starport production. He was already going for pretty much everything that he would need to deal with them, but it ended up being Broodlords. And now Vindicta, he's not out of the game just yet, but he took a massive blow by losing that base and losing that
I believe in the power of mules, and his army supply is still pretty close to that of a Zerg player.
It is.
So right now the big difference is 14 workers, but mules are good units, and we do have the ghosts out there. Like, the snipes are going to rain down hell upon these Broodlords. And,
yeah, he has the tools. Oh, but here come the Banes into the deep pots. Gonna be able to go into that mineral line. How many SCVs? These are 3/3 Banes, by the way.
There too.
Yeah, these are adrenal gland lings. Vindicta dropping down to 40.
Oh man, those cracklings are doing some serious work right there. And Nitix is pushing the 4th back away from that base at the same time, and this is just savage.
It is. I mean, look at the bank from Nitix too. Already getting infestors.
42
He's getting
Lings coming.
pathogen.
Oh man.
Wow. Vindicta is kind of struggling here.
He's
gonna
snipe
need
a 5th though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sent in a medevac with 4 Marauders, and they showed that building how it's done. So there are 4 infestors on the way, and Vindicta just keeps pumping out more and more ghosts.
Yeah, the issue that I see here is the longevity. I guess it's going to be the power of the meals, as you said, because he's only on 39 workers right now. And I mean, yeah, sure, I guess he's floating his base, so maybe he doesn't need like a 60 worker economy, but I don't think it's not like mech where you get this massive army that is
Look at that pack of Lings, and the door is still open.
Yeah, this is very tough. Down by about...
He needs a couple tanks defending that wall, or else those Lings are just going to keep coming in and picking off the reinforcements. And
yeah. I mean...
here they come.
Oh man, no, no, these are
That's
cracklings
so many
too,
lings,
Zailyn.
man. I think that was the 50 lings that just got queued up, and these workers stand no chance. This is definitely going to force the Terran Fire to all
Oh,
in.
with the fungals as well. This is a beautiful engagement from Nitix with blinding clouds too. And there's just not enough Terran here to deal with this massive Zerg swarm. Not even
The
close.
supply is dropping, the workers are dead.
Yeah, this was a
He's not
really
tapping
nice.
out yet, but I think it's almost safe to say that this is going to be a GG call right
I would
here.
say so as well. Nitix.
Cakes, wow, cakes. You can tell where
hungry.
my mind is. It takes cake number 2.
I could use some cake too. My birthday is tomorrow, so.
That is true. What is it, like the big 2-0, you young fellow you?
Dog, it's the big 3-0, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
Oh man, I didn't realize you were that old.
I'm a dinosaur, bro.
I guess it's just your youthful personality.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Yes.
We'll go with that.
I like. It's actually my quinceañera.
Okay, and it looks like Kane is alive. That's good.
Nice. Andrew Martin tweets.
AH Martin tweets.
Oh.
There's like a character limit or something on handles. I don't know.
Yeah.
This social media thing is a young person's game. What can I tell you?
The technology just is not there yet.
Yeah. A new coffee shop opened up by me, and I went there, and they're going, "Sorry, we don't take cash. We only accept payments through wallet apps." And I'm sort of sitting there like goldfishing at them because I have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, that day.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Eventually, they just took pity on me and gave me a coffee.
He's like, just take the damn coffee, man. You're lost. Yes. It is gonna be
Okay. Just need to get the lobby started.
So we're gonna do Kane versus Nerchio next.
It is going to be Kane versus Nerchio next. The match everyone has been waiting for.
Between Ironchain and Infinity. Is there an official Infinity Twitter?
I think it is IxGpro.
Right.
This is also going to be match point.
Yeah, man. That last game, though, I feel like Vindicta was doing really well in the beginning there. I just believe that he prepared for the wrong tier of tech. Or not the wrong tier, but the wrong branch,
I think he was definitely expecting Ultras.
Yeah.
And,
if those, say he ended up going for the double starport into Viking, it would have been a much different game. Like, if he wasn't preparing for Liberator range and all that.
Well, he's a big fan of the Liberator Ghost.
Okay. Yeah,
like that is his ideal unit composition.
But imagine if he went for the Ghost first. It would have been better versus both the Ultras and the Broods. And then if he got surprised by Broods, he would have been able to deal. But
At
I
least
just don't
switch over. But it just felt like his star or his air production was lagging behind. I mean, he was behind on medevacs.
You saw the medevacs too. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yep.
I think it might have been Euthermal that was saying that if you're doing bio, your goal should be to have 10 medevacs, or else you're just going to stim yourself to death.
He did a great job with denying the creep, though. Out expanding in the beginning there. Yeah. Denying the fourth.
Like, and I definitely need to do a shout out to Nitix, though. Like, that defense, I mean, double stealth Banshee opener to only lose 4 or 5 drones. That was fantastic.
That was awesome, yeah. I thought.
I don't think I've ever seen Nitix play before, and if that's like his standard game, I think we're gonna see him in years to come.
Yeah. All right, well here we go, guys. We're gonna jump into Redshift.
Do you think Ironchain actually has any Italian players?
I'm not sure.
I think they're at least supposed to be an Italian team.
Oh, really? I know one of my friends is from Poland that's on it. Nerchio's
Well,
from Poland.
Nurchio's from Poland. Drogo's
Um,
from Germany, I think. Or no, France. France. Wow,
France, right? Yep.
I'm getting my German players mixed up here.
He's not TLO. Or who? Showtime. Showtime is from Germany too.
Yeah.
I was trying to
And
think
then
of
for the
German
older
people.
players, there's CPU and Prime Lot and
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of German Protosses.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we get some shit talking coming out of Nurchio.
Oh, yo,
The
that's my
poop
favorite emote.
emoji.
That's my favorite emoji in all of SC2. I love it.
Okay. And I guess we probably should introduce these two fantastic old school players that are going into this match. Spawning in the top left corner for Infinity Gaming, we have the one and only Kane.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, from Ironchain in Poland, it is Nacho.
That was such an exciting pickup. When I was expecting him to go to like Red Bull or one of these other corporations that's just picking up a player or two, and to see Ironchain pick up both Drogo and Nurchio in the same week, huge announcement.
Yeah, one of my
that's
friends
pretty exciting for times to
all
come.
about it. So does that is he still like sponsored by Red Bull or did he?
I think he must be. I mean, the amount this guy plays, he's got to be like almost mainlining some Red Bull or something.
Yeah, I mean they just did an event like 2 weeks ago, I think, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he was in
Canada.
Toronto, and it was him versus Scarlet, I think. So, which is always going to be an entertaining series.
Oh, for sure.
Now, it seems like both of these guys are doing the exact same thing. They've both expanded to their gold bases, and
both are
nothing
going for
gimmicky. I was kind of expecting a 13-12.
At least,
and we even have the drone transfer from both players.
Wow, maybe it is Deep Mind versus Deep Mind.
It's possible.
It's like we didn't actually find Kane. We decided to replace him.
Nurchio did transfer more workers than Kane.
Oh, yep, Kane effed up. So,
Kane just sent more down. There we go.
I'm just kidding. But a map that usually you don't see that often.
I wonder if we're gonna see Kane doing a spine crawler down at that base.
Yeah, that's very smart to do because you can get bullied and harassed pretty heavily here from the other side of it. So at least having a spine here is going to prevent, say, Nurchio from.
Oh my god, that is a fast layer.
And he puts it right at the gold too.
So he's doing layer before speed.
He's skipping speed completely here, so he's going to be going for pure roach. Nurchio playing it a little bit safer here. But
this is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can do it. It's almost like 16-bit where you have a quote-unquote in-base expansion. So you don't have to worry about that third base being so far away.
Well, you don't, but at the same time, this is also one of those really large like main platforms. Yeah. So you can't really wall off to stop a Ling flood either.
No.
I guess you just park 2 queens there and pray.
Yeah, that's basically what you do. But the thing here, the idea is that by the time he decides to take his third base, he's going to have roaches out, so Ling Wen bites aren't going to be really a big issue. The only thing that I'm scared about...
already too.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm scared about is when the gold starts to mine out. So he should prioritize mining the big patches rather than the small ones in order to delay the amount of time that it takes.
Nurchio's got 11 roaches.
Oh boy. What is Nurchio going for? He doesn't have a layer. He's going for the... Wait, he's going for Roach Ling all in?
He is doing a Roach Ling all in.
Oh my god, is he pulling queens too? No, I'm just kidding, but...
Oh, that would be quite the walk. So it looks like he's moving the roaches in to harass the gold.
Yeah, this is really smart from Nurchio, but it's also really smart that that spine crawler is there. So it's gonna give a bit more time to mine.
This is an interesting defense. I've never watched this sort of jockeying before.
Right, because nobody plays this map. But the crazy part is, I think Kane has the advantage here because he's going for lair and +1. So the fact that he has a spine crawler there is really good. If he didn't have it there, then remember, all of this mining would be denied. But the fact that Kane can continue to mine and then just pump roaches out,
that focus firing from Nurchio, though, has been pretty fantastic. Like, he has taken out 6 workers so far for free.
Yeah, Kane is down by 5 now.
Can you imagine if Biles actually like damaged the mineral fields and you could like just
It like took that much minerals from the patch?
that'd be crazy, dude.
That'd be
Oh
nutty.
man, Kane is down to 1 base now. He's gonna have to send those roaches around and break through this. Now he does have the speed,
Yep.
but we also have 20 lings coming up for Nurchio, and these are just gonna pour into the main base. This is gonna be ridiculously difficult for Kane to hold.
It is, and the fact that Kane has denied or delayed his third for so long is a big issue. I didn't realize that Nurchio had taken a third while doing that. So even though he delayed his lair and he still has not taken it, he has the better economy.
Oh, the queens are out of position.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
oh man,
Oh no.
that
Kane
is not a
scrambling.
position you want to be in.
And he doesn't even have enough at the front. He's gonna try to push on through, but Nurchio is here.
I think that he can kill this army.
I
maybe.
think so. He doesn't have +1 though. So Kane has the +1 advantage here.
I just don't think there's enough, and with Defender's advantage and everything, he can't do enough damage to make up for this economical blow that Nurchio's dealt to him.
Yo, Kane hasn't even dealt with it yet. There are still lings inside of the main.
Oh, that was such a cool build out of Nurchio, though. But that's a surround, and that is going to be GG. And Ironchain takes the series 3-0.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm almost... I'm going to say I'm sweating from the action of that 520 APM from Nurchio.
What? Okay, buddy.
I didn't know hands went that fast.
It's like him and TLO are like the only ones that
My 70 APM
Vibe
Protoss is just like screaming in pain right now.
Wow.
I will say though, that was some absolutely fantastic play from the boys from Ironchain. I'm still sort of hung up on that last game of Nitix. Like I think that was the
highlight game.
That was the most intense game, I'd have to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nitix definitely. I mean, both of them though, right? Like it was just one of those games where I believe Vindicta was. He thought that he was inside of the head of his opponent, and Nitix threw him for a loop, hit him with the surprise Broodlords, and not even like really fast ones. I think he prioritized like +3 and adrenal glands before the actual tier 3 tech. So.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, it was only 5 Broodlords, but just a raw ability to clear out the siege line and everything for free was an absolutely game-changing moment. And
like you said, remember I missed it.
Series, though, man.
It was great, yeah. So, damn, Ironchain looking kind of strong with Nurchio and Drogo, and then Nitix is like, yo, man, I can hang too, bros. What's
up? Man, don't forget to mention me. I mean, yeah, it's Nurchio, but I'm Nitix. Everyone knows who I am. Or they should now. I might have to find him on Twitter and give him a shout-out or something.
Sure.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today for this cast tempo. It's been great having you here.
Yeah, man.
And I think that we are going to be wrapping up the stream now.
Sounds good. Good times, my dude.
Go for some lobby music or something.
You guys, happy birthday. Yeah, I'm going to do a birthday stream in like 3 hours, but...
I will definitely tune in for that. And
dude. Yeah, it's going to be like a fun one. 30. Like, dude, how crazy is that? What the fudge?
I thought I was older than you.
Nah, man.
So you're the cradle robber all these years.
Chicka, yeah.
Everyone, make sure you check out Tempo's birthday stream tomorrow and share all those biddies with them, and we'll go from there.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, it's been a pleasure, man, dude.
Cheers, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
You too, bye.
The question of what is the soul is really the question, who are you?